bringing Israel to the world. This is IBN News.
With news of Israel, I'm Susan Michaels. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu applauds the Trump administration's stance on Iran sanctions. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, speaking earlier of those sanctions to be placed on Iran, said,
"The sting of sanctions will be painful if the regime does not change its course from the unacceptable and unproductive path it has chosen to one that rejoins the League of Nations. These will indeed end up being the strongest sanctions in history."
Pompeo went on, saying the Iranian regime must improve treatment of its citizens and that they must withdraw all forces from Syria. Netanyahu, speaking in front of President Horacio Cartes at the opening ceremony for Paraguay's embassy in Jerusalem on Monday, stated that Paraguay has joined the historic decision of President Trump and that Israel supports the remarks by the U.S. Secretary of State.
Very strong position. No enrichment, tough sanctions, and Iran should get out of Syria. We believe this is the right policy. We believe it's the only policy that can ultimately guarantee the security of the Middle East and peace in our region.
Paraguay is the third country to move its embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem following the moves last week of the U.S. and Guatemala. The European Union says Israel must reinstate the visa for head of Human Rights Watch in that country. Omar Shakir's visa was withdrawn earlier in May after he was accused of supporting a boycott against Israel. The European Union said that they expect the Israeli authorities to reverse their decision. Israeli lawmakers hope to reopen talks with the U.S. on a defense deal signed with the then U.S. President Obama in 2016. The deal provides $38 billion in military assistance over 10 years, but must be used exclusively on American-made weapons. If the Trump administration is willing to renegotiate, then more than 26%, which is being taken away from Israel, would move back to Israeli companies, saving as many as 22,000 jobs. And the Turkish president is threatening to look into economic relations between his country and Israel following elections in June. Speaking to reporters, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan also said a UN peacekeeping force should be established to protect Palestinians. I'm Susan Michaels.
IBN. Israel Broadcast Network.